Alright, guys, welcome back. Happy Saturday to everyone. Happy Saturday, all of you beautiful, beautiful people. Today we'll do a crypto market update. We'll sort of continue on from yesterday. Yeah, obviously we're back to normal schedule now, finally. So it's been a while, a few breaks here and there, just because having to move. But now we are back to normal schedule. I've got AUD CAD on my screen here. Yes, this is a crypto video and it will be a crypto video, but more so for my own sake, I'm going to start and go straight into the breakdown of my 3.19 risk to reward trade last night on AUD CAD. I didn't trade this live on stream. Yeah, because the setup wasn't present at the time, but the how I set it up. So the pre-planning was, so if you go back to my most recent Forex market update, you'll see the pre-planning for this AUD CAD stream and for this AUD CAD stream, for this AUD CAD setup, and exactly why I set up the way I did. Could have and should have been a 4RR, but I ended up taking full TP at 3.19. So reason being was, also I've got the music playing through my speaker, so hopefully you can hear it. Just because when I play it from my laptop through Spotify, it lags a bit more. So I've actually got my phone connected up to the speaker. But yeah, without further ado, I'll get straight into it. So yeah, obviously, if you're familiar with my concepts, this was a really nice extended Model 2 with an extended fourth tap. Quickly stretch the back. Yes, sir. I had this extreme liquidity chart up, which I was hoping the price would sweep, but it did not happen. Nevertheless, we just ever so slightly mitigated this demand here, so that was enough for me to take the trade. And also, it is to know that I had, and still we do still have, supply here above us. I believe the supply was, I think it was like 6 hour. Yeah, so it was a 6 hour OBIF, which is very valid. And yeah, I was expecting price to reject above here, which is why I didn't take TP at range high. Normally we take TP at range high. But yeah, point being, had all this liquidity here, which we just... technically we created sort of equal equal highs. I think the wind. Bear with me. The doors are moving up and down. I got some wind. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to shut some doors. Yeah. So we created equal highs here, but we did grab all this. So pretty much from here to here, which were very key liquidity highs, we grabbed all of this. So that was kind of our sign, especially with the wicks here. That was kind of our sign that price is going to, at least in the short term, start moving back down. So that, like, essentially when price wicked it here and then we started seeing these weeks, that was kind of our sign to take profits. I didn't take it exactly there. Had I have taken it like around here, I would have had a slightly better, like close to like a 4 risk to reward, yeah, thereabouts. But nevertheless, I ended up taking profits like here. So yeah, that netted me a 3.19 risk to reward trade. And also another big reason as to why I entered where, or I took profits where I did, was because it was like, at the time it was like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So I was going to go to bed and I just didn't want to go to bed leaving this open. So yeah, I was very happy with the 3.19, go to bed with a win. And that was that. In the meantime, we have created demand, which we're kind of respecting thus far. So it will be interesting to see what happens come market open. We could open like up here, or we could continue and open like here, and we would have been stopped out. So yeah, that's also that was also part of the reasoning for it, because it was Friday, market was nearing an end, so I just didn't want to take the risk, and market could open kind of anywhere. So played it safe, went to bed on a 3.19 risk reward win. Very happy with that, and then move on to the next. So that was this was my AUD CAD long, which was very successful, and now we will get into crypto. So if you have been, I'm sure a lot of you have been anxiously waiting for my crypto updates. Bitcoin, we are in this confirmed distribution schematic right here. Obviously, in the long run, we're expecting price to come to this range low, around this like 73.7k mark. We've mitigated 2-hour supply really, really nicely. I like how this looks. This is our structural 2-hour supply. Is it a 3-hour OBIF? Not quite, because we don't have 2 bearish candles there. And it's not a 4-hour either. So it's structural 2-hour supply, which is valid. What I don't like about this... Oh, to be fair, like... I do still expect this to go down. We've ran through this demand quite deeply, so this demand already shows signs of weakness. Bear with me. All right. This 2-hour supply does the fact that we closed fairly deep into this demand does show signs of weakness, and then the fact that we respected this 2-hour supply. Is the music not playing anymore? What's going on here? Man, interruptions after interruptions. What on earth has just happened? Bear with me, everyone. Okay. All right. So we got the 2-hour supply here, which we have respected quite nicely. Then we do have extreme liquidity above us. We do have extreme liquidity above us. Like, you could technically short up here, but we've already moved so much away from this second tap. Bear with me. Give me a second. Tell you what, this has to be probably the most interrupted video of all time today. My apologies. So yeah, where were we? We've got supply here, which has been respected quite nicely. Yeah, and then just because we've moved pretty, like, we've displaced quite a bit from this third tap, and we've swept. We haven't really, like, we've got nice lows here, which we can take quite a bit of notice. So I would expect these to get taken out at some point. Like, look, contextually speaking, I'm still expecting lower. Still expecting lower here. I just don't like off these like high time frame moves. I don't like just shorting, like for the sake of shorting, you know what I mean? Like, you know, let's say you had like a example I can give you, probably here. Nah, 10-minute. That's still not valid. Maybe on the 5-minute. Still not valid. Yeah, so like same thing. We've been in a local uptrend. We have, technically this is a break of structure, but it's very, very, very weak. So I will label this as an SFP. So yeah, what I was saying, let's say this was a clean break of structure and you had a, what example can I give? This candle went like this. Let's make that the candle. That was the break, like a deeper, you know, deeper break. I don't like entering off just random retest off high time frame models. I would like, because this is a fairly high time frame model, so I don't like doing this. Let's say this was our break of structure. We've taken forever to climb up here. That's your entry. That's your stop. Oops. That's your stop, and then yeah, you can target range low, which still gives you a decent, you know, a very good 3.61. I would much prefer entering off a local model, so that's why I'm not too, you know, too caught up in like trying to quickly short here, because it's not what I like to do. All right, that's been mitigated, so I can remove that. But yeah, I would like to see a local model, so something like this happening. Get rid of this as well. All right. Yeah, essentially like some local model, maybe sweep this, create a, you know, 3 tap here, 1, 2, 3, and then enter off the break here. And then we could short, and once you short the local model, you can de-risk at your technical target here, and then, or yeah, essentially de-risk and expect a flush all the way down. So that's sort of my thought process with these higher time frame moves which don't complete themselves. You know, hasn't hit your technical target, so you can expect price to range, go higher, go lower, but I'm not gonna take an entry off a retest when it's such high time frame. I will enter off a local model. That simple. So for now, I'm just monitoring to see what it does. We've got liquidity above. And yeah, just be patient, you know. Patient gets rewarded in this game, so you want to be patient. But yeah, but it is still a confirmed distribution model. So if you've entered here, that's it. Just stay patient. If you've entered here, just stay patient and let price do its thing. But if you haven't, don't try short a retest off this supply. Wait for a local model off the retest to form. No local model has formed so far, so no entry should be taken. Have some water. So yeah, that is what I am seeing here. Yeah, like just be patient. Could we get a potential model here? We can. This is now officially a valid range with your tap 1 here, tap 1 here, or tap 1, Wyckoff low. If we can get some form of deviation, come back in, grab some extremes, and then break down, that would be nice. And I would definitely be looking to short this, but for now I am just going to be patient. We'll set some more alerts and we will see what happens. All right, let's have a look at, I'll skip ETH for now and go straight to USDT dominance. ran through this demand, so I am expecting lower. And we do have this pretty much confirmed accumulation model here on USDT dominance, so we can expect price to go higher. Definitely. This was just a mini range that I have charted. Like it hasn't been invalidated yet. It is looking like it will be invalidated just because it's ran through that demand that we just deleted not too long ago. But yeah, like there's a nice return to zone forming. So from that remark, we could get a, you know, a distribution into here and then go up higher, but I don't think we will. I am expecting continue trending up, and yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting at the moment from USDT dominance. I will leave that as is. Once again, accumulation is already confirmed. We've grabbed the extremes, we've broken structure. We're looking to move up to, you know, our arranged technical target. We do have demand below, but it's not as we're still quite a, we're not that, the demand's near but not that near, if you know what I mean. So definitely take it into consideration, but don't cling on to it for too long. But yeah, obviously if we get accumulation models in here and rejections, then you can definitely expect, like, yeah, hypothetically speaking, you know, this fails, the distribution never occurs, and this continues to go down. If we get an accumulation model in here, like so, man, you can expect this to pump higher, like a lot higher. And then you can obviously expect alts and Bitcoin to drop if we reject off this very, very powerful 6.777% level. So yeah, should we come in here and get a rejection, then you can, you know, expect the rest of the crypto market to drop quite significantly. Let's go to ETH. ETH, I do have this accumulation model going into this higher time frame distribution model, with the technical target of this accumulation model being the extreme liquidity of our higher time frame distribution model. So to draw, and we've also respected supply quite nicely. So if I was to draw the pre-planning for this, you know, in the easiest way is we have our lower time frame. You know what, I'll change the range so it's a bit easier on the eyes for you all. This is our lower time frame accumulation model. What I would like to see is we've mitigated supply, so I don't want to see a visit up there anytime soon. Sweep the liquidity, break structure back up, move up slowly, sweep the extreme liquidity of supply. This is our third tap of the higher time frame distribution model, and then we flush down, probably respect this for a little bit, maybe range a bit more, and then come back down. So that is the pre-planning for ETH. Screenshot this if you want. Yeah, definitely screenshot this if you want. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting for ETH at the moment. Be patient. I've got my alert set here should price come into, you know, these extremes. Plenty of reason to go lower and grab the extremes, like, you know, a really, really nice really nice sell side liquidity forming below us, and a nice you know, reverse return to zone, if you want to call it that. You know, that looks beautiful. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at Pepe. So yeah, we charted quite a few of these in yesterday's market check. Pepe's still looking very, very good. Nothing more to be said for Pepe. you know, high time frame, we've got our tap 1, Wyckoff low, tap 2, I'm kind of gonna get rid of this range, don't really need it anymore. Sweet. And yeah, and then as we have said in yesterday's video, if you managed, or if, you know, the setup is correct and works well, and we can enter here, as soon as it hits our technical target, honestly, you can like leave, not take any profit, and just de-risk your position and wait for it to fall and sweep all these lows, because these are some very, very nice lows here, you know. Like all these are gonna get taken at some point. It's like sooner or later. They're just too tasty to not get taken. So yeah, be patient. We'll see what price does and if, when or if it comes into this supply model or supply zone. Yeah, alerts are still set for Pepe. Nothing more to be done. Let's have a look at Farcoin. Same thing, we're already in a confirmed distribution model. I will look for potential entries should we come up in here. If we don't come into supply, I will not be interested. Simple as. Render. Render looks to, you know, hit its technical target, so I am expecting this technical target to get hit at some point. Technically speaking, this can be used as structural supply. Like, yeah, it can. I will have to validate this on a lower time frame, however. Okay, not valid on the lower time frame, that makes sense. Do we have overlapping structural? Like, technically speaking, we kind of have overlapping. We kind of have overlapping supply here. Like we do, yeah. So can expect a reaction from there. Okay, that is render. So yeah, we will look to ideally look for distributions upon mitigation of this supply. That's a terrible, terrible drawing. That's kind of what you want to see. So yeah, look for distributions upon mitigation of this supply. Let's have a look at quant. Quant, yeah, we spoke about this. We spoke about this yesterday. Very clean accumulation model forming. However, it's counter context. You know, looking at USDT dominance, looking at Bitcoin. The market's saying short, but this model is saying long, and we have a very, very nice return to zone here. It's already a confirmed Model 1, theoretically speaking, but it's just not that. It's just counter context. That's all it is. You know, you could have entered there, like that would have been your, would have definitely been valid on the lower time frame. On the 10 minute probably. Not even on the 10 minute. When could you have entered on this? Like, hypothetically speaking. This is not a break of structure because we have an inside bar candle here, so it's not two bearish consecutive candles. Yeah, you could have entered on the 5 if you really wanted to. That's a valid break of structure right there. So yeah, this is a confirmed model 1. Technically speaking, this is a confirmed model 1, which is very counter context. But man, the return to zone is saying otherwise. Like, yeah, the return to zone is saying, you know, long. But yeah, I'm not interested in longing this just because it is counter context. So, and you're also in a confirmed distribution model on the much higher time frame, so keep that into consideration. Pump fun. Potential PO3 schematic here, which is front ran supply. It is pretty shitty supply, but it's supply. And then you had a little accumulation model here, which completed itself, funnily enough, just far out. But yeah, I'm not too focused on this pump fun range at the moment. XLM, not really doing anything interesting. Just a whole bunch of ranging. If you really want, you can pull this range. If you really want. Nice return to zone, so you can expect price to come up higher. This would be your valid, very valid and very clean extreme liquidity. Very clean. There is your extreme liquidity. I just feel like by the time, or if we go up to grab this extreme liquidity, by the time it happens, this third tap will be way too far away from tap 2 compared to tap 1 and 2. So, you know, for this to be a nice move, you'd want a slow grind up, sweep, break. It would be like borderline close. Like tap 1 and 2, you got, you know, 26 days and 23 hours in distance, and then tap 2 and 3 you would have like 30 days, yeah, 31 even. So for this to happen here, it's not looking as likely, but you know what, we'll chart it up anyway, see what happens. So yeah, that is XLM. Let's look at Cake. Similar to Pump Fun, potential PO3 schematic there. And now we are in a expansion phase where we are expecting to hit this range low. Should we have a re-entry opportunity, we have supply above, which we can look for a local distribution model, like so. So yeah, that is Hype. Oh, that's cake, my bad. Hype. Hype, I remember looking at this yesterday, nothing really. Like we're in an already confirmed Model 2. Distribution, nothing else to be done. Aave, not doing a whole lot there. Tau looking like a potential PO3 schematic. Yeah, like it looks like a potential PO3 schematic up on first glance. I'm expecting these to get taken. So we will see if that happens. If we then deviate this, then this obviously becomes our range. If we deviate this, and we would then be looking for a potential, you know, distribution like so, to then take all the way down into our range low for this PO3 schematics. That's kind of, to be fair, like pre-planning here is not the worst. Like, I will set my alerts and just be patient. So yeah, that is pre-planning on Tau. You know what? I'll actually move Tau to the top, or close to the top, just because it looks fairly clean for a potential PO3 schematic. XRP. Potential PO3 schematic on XRP as well, which may have already been confirmed. Could have been confirmed in here. Like a very, very local move, even here. Borderline. I will leave XRP as is. XMR. Yeah, so potential Model 2 on XMR. Oh, yeah, Model 2, maybe Model 1 with this range. Like, technically speaking, this is a confirmed Model 1 already. So, you know, I'll draw the taps just to make it easier on the eyes. All we're doing now is looking for a pullback re-entry opportunity, or entry, because we never entered in the first place. So you can't re-enter when you've never entered. So yeah, this is our confirmed Model 1, technically speaking, but we're just hoping for a Model 1 into an extended Model 2, something like this, with a fourth tap on the lower time frame and a third tap on the higher time frame. So that is pre-planning for XMR, which remains the same. I'll move that to the top as well. Let's just see if we have better POIs here, because I'm like, surely we should. Oh, it looks like we don't really. That's fair. That's fair. Sui. Nothing here on Sui that interests me. Doge. Still a potential distribution model here on Doge. That's fine. That is very fine. With yeah, this wasn't the cleanest range. This was just upwards market structure. I will leave that as is. Litecoin still potentially can get a model 1 or 2 here. Extreme liquidity is there. That is okay. Trying to look at this extreme liquidity. Yeah, I can tell that's valid. That's very clean. Very clean extreme liquidity. You know, we'll move Litecoin up the ranks as well. Sol is accumulating potentially for nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't put too much significance on this accumulation. Asta doing nothing. Yeah, and from memory, like everything down here was just there's a reason it was towards the bottom. Virtual, you could technically use this. Confirmed model 1. You've obviously just got a very close tap 2 and 3, which can always be a tap 1 on the higher, which can be a 4th tap lower time frame and a 3 tap extended. So an extended lower time frame 4 taps somewhere in here, or a high time frame 3 tap model. I'm just trying to see if there's any extreme liquidity worth using in here. Yeah, I'd use this. Thing is, you got like triple lows here. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this as like tailing like quadruple lows. So this is our extreme liquidity target right here. And then you do have, you've like semi got supply above. Oh, not really. Okay, so that's fine. I will be looking for a slow pullback, sweep of these lows, of these triple highs, sorry, or quadruple highs, and then a break of structure back down. This is the only thing that will make me enter this. Otherwise, I will consider this an opportunity missed, and I am okay with that. Nice lows stacking up below. You know, you can see them here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, plenty of reason to go lower. 100%. Some form of demand above or below, technically speaking. On the 45-minute. A mitigation would be nice. So that is virtual. Let's have a look at TON. TON is not giving me much. Bitcoin Cash not giving me much. And then we got Trump, nothing. Brett, nothing. All right, that's it. Yeah, nothing here worth. If we come up here for Brett, then we might be able to consider this, you know, as a range. Like, it is a range, it already is a range, but we'll see what happens if we can get any sort of deviations in here. All right, that's all I've got. Yeah, so keep an eye out on Pepe, Tau, XMR, Litecoin, few there, and yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll try to do another video tomorrow, see at what movements we have had since this beautiful Saturday. And yeah, thank you all for joining, listening, viewing, watching. Subscribe if you are new, and yeah, if you want more alpha, like, definitely stay subscribed, guys, because you can catch some really nice opportunities watching what I do. So yeah, ask questions if you have any, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.